Good morning. It looks like we are live and ready to rock and roll. So, I am Connie Kercher. I am super excited to be in our July Adulting Challenge. I'm going to give everyone just a couple minutes to hop on so that you can comment. Definitely put in the comment section where you are watching this live video from. How many times have you done the Adulting Challenge? Is this your first time, sixth time, 12th time? I think this is our 15th time as a company to be doing a 10-day adulting challenge for solopreneurs, small business owners, brick and mortar, service-based business owners. So we're super excited to kick off our 10-day adulting challenge. Again, I'm going to give everyone just maybe 30 more seconds to hop on, and then I will explain the concept for today. I will definitely give some context of how to best utilize these 10 days together in this adulting challenge. And then any questions, anything that comes to mind that I can support you in, make sure that you put the comment section, that question, that comment, that aha, what you're wanting to get out of the challenge, what you are committing to in doing this challenge. Make sure you put that in the comment section. So, all right, I see a couple of you all hopping on. Let's go ahead and kick off. So again, I want to just frame the concept first, and then as I go through the four parts of today's concept, it will help you understand how to best utilize this 10-day adulting challenge. So the very first concept is I want you to evaluate and look at your onboarding process for new clients. So the research will show that if your new client comes into your product or service, to retain that person, right? To retain the life cycle of that client, the onboarding process is a direct correlation to retention and to referrals and to all the things that we want the client doing in their life cycle, right? In your business. So, do you understand that the onboarding process, and if you don't have one, that's why you're in the adulting challenge, is to learn that just today. That's going to be the first concept. It helps you with retention 82%. So if your new client has a phenomenal onboarding process, you raise your retention 82%, regardless if they utilize your product or service for 6 months, for 6 weeks, for 6 days. If it's a one time, they're going to be a better resource for you to be able to be a testimonial, a resource for a referral, for a collaborative partner potentially. So onboarding process is where we're going to start when it's like adulting in your business is hard. Where do I start, right? How do I actually engage the humans? Okay. The humans are the hardest part of our business models, right? You can have an amazing product, an amazing website, an amazing service. You can have all the certifications in the world. But if the humans do not onboard, engage in your company, we don't really have a business, right? So let's go ahead and start. There's four concepts. And again, I'm going to use the framework of how to utilize the 10-day adulting challenge in this framework. So get a pen and paper. I will say just a, kind of forewarning, these videos are going to be about 10 to 15 minutes long every single morning, again, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And you absolutely are going to want a pen and paper so that you can take notes. Again, this live video and the videos will be always in the secret Facebook group for the 2 weeks. They aren't going to go away. So if you aren't there right at 8 a.m., no worries. You can watch them later in the day, tag and comment, but you're going to definitely want to take notes, right? Research will always show that when you actually listen to a video, listen to the podcast, take any type of webinar, when you go pen to paper, your retention, can you tell what adulting is? Your retention of that information increases tenfold. Okay. So there's four parts. So on your notes, go onboarding process, right? Adulting is key, or onboarding is key to my adulting process in my business. There's four parts to the onboarding process. The very first one is the welcome mat, okay? The concept of the welcome mat. And this is where you give your client space to introduce themselves, to understand why they purchased your program, your product, why they enrolled in your workshop, why they hired you, okay? You always want to give them a welcome mat moment to explain who they are, where they're at in in purchasing your product. Like, what was the pain point that they want to solve? So per the example that we have done today, is I make sure that every single person that gets into this adulting challenge has the space in the next 48 hours to welcome themselves. So if you've not done that, here's your welcome mat. I want you to go live, put a graphic, put a post to your website. Like, I want you to practice what it is to onboard and go, this is, why I'm part of the adulting challenge. This is the context of my business. This is where I'm from. This is how I serve. This is what I'm passionate about. You want your adults to have their own voice in the process. You do not want to overcome, or over deliver and just completely be putting content and content and content and overwhelming them. Okay. So very first step in your onboarding process is always have a welcome mat, whether that be an email, a phone call. If you're doing it in a virtual setting like we are doing in this challenge, give them a chance to introduce themselves and give them a welcome mat experience. Okay. Number 2 is that you have 3 touch points with them in your portion of the welcome mat. When you, the CEO, the business owner, make sure that you're meeting and greeting them in that welcome mat, right? So there's 3 parts, 3 touch points. You want to tell them the values of you, the business owner, the product, the service that they just purchased. You want to give them the vision, and then you want to give them a variety of resources, because everyone's going to engage at a different level, right? We've seen that. Some are high adopters to your product and service. Some are like later in the process, some kind of disengage, and you don't really know, kind of why they enrolled in your program or why they purchased your services. They ghosted you. So at the very, very beginning of your onboarding process, and I'm going to model this here in about 32 seconds, is that you're going to share your values, the vision, and the variety of resources so your adults, aka your audience, your clients, can engage as they see fit. I always say this is like challenge by choice, right? Give your adults some options so they can come into your services, your programs, as it most benefits them to the bandwidth they have. So very first values, you need to know per us, right? So Switchboard Networking Boutique has always been a concept that we have 3 core values. First one is the connection, right? I believe that we as humans need to have that sense of connection, not just in the titles, not just in what certifications we have, not just in the values that, of what we're passionate about, just that human connection. We value that. I want to see that in this challenge. Okay. Second value that we have is that you have a collective impact. I can't do this challenge on my own. I've done enough of these that I can go and deliver content and give examples and make a joke every once in a while, but you have to show up, right? This is a win-win, engaging opportunity, challenge for you, right? So what that looks like for us is why we value that is I will meet you where you're at. The more you ask questions, the more you engage, the more you give examples, the more you need my support, put it in the comment section every single day. The better I'm able to make a collective impact in the environment be all hands on deck for the 2 weeks. All right. Last but not least is continuously growing. That is a core value at Switchboard Networking Boutique. It's always something I've coached, is that every year we should be getting better in our soft skill sets, our hard skill sets, our marketing efforts, our retention efforts. Hence why you're in the challenge, right? Is you are identifying to say for quarter 3, I want to continuously grow what this looks like for engagement in my communities, in my past leads. How do I attract new clients? That's why you're here, right? So that is a core value, that you don't know what you don't know. So as I give examples these next 10 days of our, content and strategies, it's okay that you don't know it. That's why you're here, right? We're all going to grow together in this challenge. So pause. That is how you introduce, that is how you do that portion of the values, right? Then we talked about the vision and then the variety of resources. For the 10-day adulting challenge, the vision is for you to just stay consistent. If you cannot make every single call at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time and comment and like and all that, that is okay. That's not an expectation. The expectation, the vision is that every day you do chime into this group though. And I want you not to break that chain. That's the challenge for you. is to add something new to your plate for these next 2 weeks without breaking that chain, adding some consistency, adding a piece where you yourself are having to engage. Will model that for your business owners. All right. And then the variety of resources. So in the tab of our secret Facebook group, every single day I'll be adding some pictures, some files, some downloads, just as bonus material for you participating and just, engaging in our adulting challenge that you can download, you can use. There's going to be some scripts, some worksheets, but it's going to just be added value for you. Do not have to use them. So this is why you give your audience a variety of choices. They will, be complementary to the videos that I'm putting, on every single day, but it is just an added value. If you want to download all of them, make a binder out of them, do it. If you go, Connie, I don't have the time to do that. I am just going to watch the video, implement the one technique you talk about, and keep rolling with my day. Challenge by choice. All right. All right. Last or second, I already said second is the 3 touch points. I just modeled that for the challenge today. Third is an office tour. So whether or not you've onboarded them, the first couple days, you want to just kind of tell them how the flow of the product or service works. So hence why I'm doing the first call like this, the first video like this, is I always want you guys to have, just kind of your 3 to 5 speaking points as you onboard to say, here's the office tour. Here's how you utilize the app. Here's how you utilize, our time together. Here's how you're going to use, the products. You want to have a quote unquote office tour so that they can understand, okay, every day live 8 a.m. next 2 weeks. I'm going to explain that the office is kind of closed on the weekends. We won't be putting content together on, Saturday or Sundays. Office is closed. I won't respond to any emails or any comments or anything like that. I really do go underground and reset. And then again, we'll go Monday through Friday this week and then Monday through Friday next week. All right. That's part of the office tour. See how I'm modeling this for you all when you're onboarding new clients. All right. Second part of our office tour is every time you watch a video, I do want you to comment and tag and tell us how you're going to implement what we talked about today. Not just that's a great idea, but literally taking that into action today. And then tomorrow when I go live and post a video and explain another concept, the most important part is you to process, right? That when you're doing the tour of the videos, you're actually saying, this is how I'm going to use this in my business, in my team, in my networking, in the next Facebook Live I do to my group, in my next social media strategy. The most important part of the office tour is your implementation. All right. Okay, so that's going to be the concept. You always give them an office tour explaining how you want them to kind of use the different widgets in your services, your programs, your products. All right, last but not least, fourth concept underneath your onboarding process, kind of closes out the circle, closes out the grid, is that you always have a meet and greet. Okay, so it's typically not right at the beginning of the process because they're just learning, just like you're learning today. What is this? How do I get my feet wet? How do I do this? But we will have an adulting happy hour. It's going to be a virtual meet and greet. You bring your favorite drink, you bring your favorite seltzer, and I will go and we'll do about a 45-minute speed networking, some additional adulting strategies, talking about best practices and engaging your clients and making sure that you just have some traction and momentum in your business when it's kind of these summer dog days, right? Whether it be you need some engagement or you need your clients to kind of like step up and engage in the products and services. We're going to do an adulting meet and greet happy hour. So look out for that today. I will be inviting you all virtually in our secret Facebook group. It will be a Zoom. So you'll go live, you'll hop on with me on a Zoom call, but in the event section, that is where I'll put our adulting happy hour for these next 2 weeks. All right. So cliffhanger there. Today I will be inviting you to that virtual adulting happy hour. That's the concept of it. So I will wrap up. I told you the videos are always going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. I got 30 seconds. I hope that you are all in for the adulting challenge. If you miss a day, get right back on. Do not can the 2 weeks together. The more you engage, the more that you learn, you're going to step into a different way of, I know summer, sometimes you just kind of want to go like this. That's why you're in this challenge. All right. So stay with me for the 2 weeks. Get your one notepad to take your one place of notes. Start putting in your calendar reminder of 8 a.m. Just start making it your jump start routine to go, how do I step up and adult in my business when I know quarter 3 is sometimes difficult, perceived difficult. But I'm super excited for you to be here, being open to continuously growing, being open to connecting as business owners, as solopreneurs. And together, these 2 weeks, I will tell you, will make a collective impact in your business. All right. So in the comment section below, please put, where did you watch this video from? Why are you in the adulting challenge? What are you most looking forward to? What do you need support in when it comes with those darn adults in our business? What are you needing most support in? And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our second challenge, our second piece of strategy. But today, tell me how you're going to implement what we talked about for your onboarding process. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy all the blessings that we have together to be able to grow together. See you all tomorrow. Bye.